Well, viewers, thank you for staying tuned. Now, this is my favourite part of the show. Now, tell me about this cheese board that you've prepared.
Certainly, Caterina. What I've done for you today is I've prepared a board of mountain cheeses. Traditionally, people, when they're putting together a cheese board, might put together a hard cheese and a blue cheese and a soft cheese. Today, our theme is mountain cheeses. So we've chosen 3 cow's milk cheeses and a ewe's milk cheese. 2 are French, 1 is Italian, and 1 is Swiss. So we might start with the Swiss cheese, if that's okay.
And what's that called?
This is called Appenzeller. So Appenzeller is a Swiss mountain cheese, so up near the border with France. You'll see that it's actually got some air pockets in it, and it's just a beautiful cooked cheese.
Right. Of course, Appenzeller's birthplace is Appenzell, and that's where it gets its name from. Yes.
Absolutely. So what we like to do here at the Cheese Cave is give people a little taste and a scraping, as we were speaking before, that it's important that you taste the cheese and know what you're going to get.
Well, let me just say that I've already had a tasting of some of these cheeses in the past, and my daughter thought that this was outstanding, because the special thing about this cheese is that once they've produced the actual moulds, that it is actually immersed or brushed with a herbal brine or a cider. Is that correct?
Absolutely, and you can actually see, and that's one of the things that's great about cheese, is that you can smell it, and smell is part of that experience. So you can smell the cider, and you can smell the wash that's on it, and that wash permeates through the cheese and gives you just such a beautiful flavour profile.
Absolutely excellent. And this is one of those cheeses I think that you could actually team up with the cider or with a Riesling or something, because you've got those lovely fruit notes. Yes.
Oh, definitely. People would traditionally use a wine to match with their cheeses, but there's no reason why you can't use a beer or a cider. I've actually, on the plate, you'll see we've got a few accompaniments, and it goes beautifully with honey. So the honey highlights the sweetness. So with the accompaniments, you want something that is either going to highlight and complement your cheese, or is going to contrast your cheese.
Yes, absolutely. All right, now what about the next cheese?
This is the Comté.
Comté, of course, is a cheese that has been around for a very long time, but more so than that, it has got the highest production in France. It's the cheese that the French people eat, isn't it?
Absolutely, and it's a cheese that's an everyday cheese. It's a cheese that is you can have for breakfast, or you can have your cheese for dinner in the evening. It's made to AOC standards, which means that the production is regulated, so that you know that if you're getting an AOC Comté, you know that it's been made the right way, and you know that it's been made using
the milk, the production, the region, and AOC, I guess, is I guess the other side of the DOC in Italy, isn't it? And I guess all countries have their own version of that, don't they?
And what it is it's a stamp of authenticity, and it's a stamp of the quality. I mean, our Comté is an AOC Comté.
Oh, okay. And of course, it achieved AOC status, I believe, in about 1958. So it took a while to get there. Well, there you go.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let's have a taste of that. And what are we looking for here? What sort of notes are we looking for? The paste is fairly straw in colour.
Definitely. So you actually get a different colour depending on the milk. So cow's milk cheeses are the most yellow. Ewe's milk cheeses are a little bit whiter. And sheep's milk cheeses are quite white. And it shows you the milk profile.
Right. Well, this one's got a bit more sharpness and a bit more savoury notes than I think the first one that I tasted. For sure.
The Appenzeller had a little bit more sweetness to it.
Yes, absolutely. Beautiful. All right.
Okay. So we're still in France.
We're still in France. And of course, that one came from Franche Comté, is that right?
Yes.
Which is found on the eastern side,
on the eastern side, yes.
Okay, beautiful.
So we're moving down. We're moving down towards Spain.
Basque country.
The Basque country. And this is the osso arrate. So this is a ewe's milk cheese. So it's a smaller round, and you'll see the colour is a little bit lighter than the cow's milk.
Right. Of course, the osso arrate, which is near the Basque area, so Pyrenees, right down, I guess, southwestern France, isn't it, we're talking about?
Definitely.
And they basically get the milk from 2 types of sheep. The Manx, which are the beautiful black-faced sheep, and I think it's called Blasco Bernese sheep.
Yes.
And absolutely beautiful.
And again, that's part of the AOC regulations.
Correct.
That it means that the sheep, the milk production comes from a particular type of sheep,
yes.
so a particular breed,
yes.
and again that gives you that flavour profile, and it means that when you taste that cheese, you're going to get what you expect.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of course, this is one of the cheeses that achieved AOC status, but it was only one of the second, or one of 2 rather, of used milk cheeses that has the appellation. Of course, the first being Rockford, which is probably the one that people would know at home.
Yes.
But this one achieved AOC status in 1980, and it is fantastic.
It is fantastic, absolutely. It's actually a cooked cheese. So the Roquefort is actually a raw milk cheese.
Yes.
This one is a cooked milk cheese, and so yeah, it's just
beautiful.
stunning.
And when we're talking about pasteurised and unpasteurised cheeses, Sarah, now, does it refer to the fact that the curds are boiled and therefore you're killing bacteria?
Definitely.
Is that right?
Yes. So raw milk cheeses are much harder to come by here in Australia. Our regulations are very, very strict.
Yes.
Throughout Paris and throughout Europe, it's much easier to come across the raw milk products.
Yeah.
And the raw milk products, because that bacteria hasn't been cooked out, you get a stronger flavour profile.
Yeah, and as the cheese ages, I guess you're getting all those wonderful characters coming through and changing. It's changing.
Yeah, it does.
All right.
Yeah, the cheese is
final cheese we've gone into the heart of Italy. Yes,
we've gone to your.
It's northern Italy. I call it the heart of Italy because that's where I'm from. Yeah.
Absolutely, this is a very special cheese. So this is, you'll have to correct my pronunciation. This is the formaggio sciocco.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you how you say it in Venetian dialect. Formaggio ciuc, which means drunken cheese.
It is a drunken cheese.
Yes.
So when they make this cheese, they make the round and then they immerse it in the cheese, in the grape must, so you can actually see the grape must is still on the rind.
Yes.
And then they take it out after 10 days and then age it for another 10 months or so. So you get the flavour of that grape must coming through the cheese.
Absolutely. And of course they usually use either Cabernet or Merlot.
Yes, they do.
But you can get drunken cheeses that are immersed in white grape must, which is also amazing. Did you know that? That's just a totally different thing again.
Absolutely. What I really love about this cheese is the look of it on a cheese board. It just looks so special.
It is fantastic. Well, there you go, mountain cheeses. Now, just before we meet Owen, Sarah, tell me about this fantastic gadget.
This is just, it's a joy. As a cheesemonger, you get to play with lots of different tools, and this is my favourite. It's a girole. And the cheese is the Tête de Moine, and it makes these beautiful little rosettes of cheese.
Oh, look at that. Absolutely. And you can use that as a part of your cheese platter?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. Beautiful on a festive table, so you can have other cheeses around it, fruits, and it's fun.
Now, can you buy that here?
Definitely. Yes, we have the Tête de Moine and the giroles.
Oh, there you go. Perfetto. Allora, Owen, thank you so much for allowing us into your beautiful world of cheese.
Oh, it's a pleasure, Caterina.
And wine and cider and all the other things that you do here.
Yeah, it's not a bad place to be, is it?
Tell me about your inspiration with the shop, because I guess you and Sarah have got a pretty good story.
We Sarah and I had planned this for a good 3 or 4 years before we opened the Cheese Cave in Toorak. And look, what we wanted to do is just create a place that was really welcoming, that took a lot of the fear out of maybe choosing a cheese product. You can, at any stage, people can wander into the Cheese Cave. They'll meet a professional cheesemonger. They can taste the products. There's no risk there. You can taste them before you take them home. We have a wonderful range of liquor products, wines, and beers from microbreweries. In fact, in the new year, we'll be offering wine and cheese and beer and cheese appreciation night, so people can come along and can learn about these products. Put them together. You don't need to be an expert to come into the Cheese Cave and just have a chat. Sit down, have a drink, have a cheese board, enjoy your afternoon. It's lovely. What a way to do life.
Man, isn't he? So, I love it. Well, of course, you can have a beautiful glass of bubbles with the triple cream, or Cabernet with some of those mountain cheeses.
Absolutely.
Well, I hope that you can allow us back into your world. I'd love to come talk about some of the other cheeses that you do and the gadgets that you have.
More gadgets.
And thank you for allowing us an insight into your world. Alla prossima. Ciao. Grazie.
Bye-bye.
Ciao. Salute.